If you're looking for the easiest way to beat the brand new Kell's Fall exotic mission as a solo player to unlock the brand new Slayer's Fang exotic shotgun, then you came to the right place. You'll notice that mine is titled strictly Kell's Fall. Yours, if you're doing this for the very first time, might say something along the lines of Kell's Fall Reflections or something of that nature. It's all the same gameplay wise, so don't worry if your exotic mission name isn't identical to mine. This guide is still 100% applicable. In terms of gaining access to the exotic mission, you do need to be on the Act 3 quest line of Revenant. I believe it's around step 3 or 4 that it gives you access to the mission here in the last city. However, if you have not yet gotten through Act 1 or 2, you can burn through those in like an hour, hour and a half, so it really doesn't take that long to get to this point. It's mainly just talking to NPCs and holo projectors, as I'm sure you know by now. In terms of what to bring build-wise to do this mission, you can do this on absolutely any class. I'm doing it on Hunter, but generally speaking, you want to bring, like, Devour is really, really strong right now with the recent artifact perks. So you're typically going to want, in terms of the artifact, go Concussive Reload, so grenade launchers weaken enemies, something like Fell the Revenant, where you deal increased weapon damage to Scorn, even if you're wearing 0 pieces of Shadestalker armor, as you can see I currently am. It's still a 3% bonus. If you're wearing 4 pieces, it goes all the way up to 15%. I'm just going to go with the 3% bonus. I'm also using no tonics for this either, so those are not required, because tonics are just a pain, in my opinion. I'm also using all of the brand new artifact mods, the ones that really lean into Devour. We got Frenzied Hunger, Finders Keepers, Void Renewal, and Old God's Right. So leaning into Devour and Void weapons and Void damage is really, really strong because of that, and because of the fact that this mission, at the current moment at least, has a Void Surge and a Strand Surge. I don't know if that will persist beyond this week, so just make sure to check those surges before you go in here and switch your weapons appropriately. But if you're running this on Titan, highly recommend going something like Consecration on Prismatic, Consecration, Knockabout, the usual. That's going to be very, very solid here. If you're going something on Warlock, you can either go Prismatic Warlock with Feed the Void and go into the Devour tree. Maybe like Getaway Artist, I think would be fantastic for this. You could also go straight Void and go something like Briar Binds if you wanted to. Really, any Devour Warlock tree is going to make this a complete piece of cake. If you're doing this on a Hunter, in terms of Devour, your only real option is going pure Void. So you can either go something like Omnioculus, you can go something like Gerfalcon's Halberg. That's not Gerfalcon's Halberg, that's Six Coyote. But any Void Hunter build, I think, is going to be really solid. Omnioculus, if you want to really lean into the survivability. Gerfalcons, if you want to go a little bit more offensive and get this done a little bit more quickly with the volatile rounds. But it's completely up to you. So we're going with my standard Omnioculus setup as far as what I'm showing you guys for this. Shadow Shot Deadfall, Gambler's Dodge, Vortex Grenade, Trapper's Ambush, Vanishing Step, and then our Echo of Starvation so we can obtain our Devour, and then our Persistence so we have longer Devour and Invisibility. I've got Obscurity as well, and then I've got Dilation just for the stat bonuses. You can run whatever you want in these 2 slots if you think there's something better than Obscurity or Dilation for your playstyle purposes. In terms of mods, I'm just looking into stuff that's going to get me Void reload speed, Void ammo when I pick up my heavy bricks because of the Void Surge, and Orb generation. So I got the Harmonic Siphon and Reaper, so I can pick up those orbs to get my Echo of Starvation to proc, so I can get that Devour going. Also got, standard heavy ammo finder, heavy ammo scout. And then this exotic mission has a decent amount of void damage and a decent amount of arc damage, so I'm just going with those in conjunction with a concussive dampener. As far as weaponry goes, I love Wither Horde for something like this. It feels absolutely spectacular. I'm going with my funnel web just because of the void weapon surge. You can go any void weapon you like, or if it's a different surge at the time that you are doing this, you can go whatever element would align with that surge. And then I would recommend either a machine gun that aligns with the surge or a sword that aligns with the surge. Both of them feel good here, in my opinion. You can go either one. It's completely up to you. So with those loadouts set up, let's go ahead and hop in. I'm going to show you guys exactly how you want to play all of the fights in this mission. And in my opinion, more importantly, exactly where you're going to want to go in this mission in terms of the traversal areas. I think this mission is not too bad from a combat perspective, but I think it is a little confusing in a where do you go perspective. There's a lot of like hidden tunnels and caves and mazes, and I'm just going to show you exactly where to go. Right when you spawn in, you're going to turn 90 degrees to the right, and just start sprinting this way. I do want to mention as well, I have dialogue turned off and I have subtitles turned off, so hopefully that will limit the narrative spoilers from this. So if you have not done this mission yet and you care about having a fresh narrative experience, hopefully this will show you how to do the mission without spoiling any of the story stuff, so that you can feel like you have a fresh first time experience, even if you need a little help with how to beat it and where to go and things of that nature. So we're just going to continue on. You're going to see all these sworn enemies. The path is pretty linear and pretty obvious in terms of where to go. So you just kind of follow where the game tells you to go for the most part. Keep on going forward, keep on going forward. And once you get to this area, you're going to see this blue staircase, and this is going to be your first fighting area, and you're going to encounter the Trickster. Probably by far the most annoying enemy to deal with in this entire thing, because they just love to go invisible and go immune. So step one, I'm popping my dodge to get my Reaper proc so I can pick up an orb so I can get my Devour going. And I'm going to kind of go back and forth between ad clearing and damaging the Trickster. I like playing these high ground areas as well. And you're going to want to try to stick the Trickster with Wither Horde. It's kind of tough because the Trickster loves to kind of shuffle around a lot. They love to go into their immune state a lot. But if you can manage to get a stagger on them with the machine gun, that's the perfect time to pull out the Wither Horde and get a stick in. Or the Trickster typically stays still for just a brief period of time after they come out of their immunity phase. So that's another time that you can go for it. So like right now, I see the Tricksters in their immunity phase. Right when they came out, had that brief period of stillness. You can also kind of hang back here quite far as well if you'd like. Only got to get the Trickster down to about 60% HP before they leave. And then you can go ahead and continue with the rest of the mission by going forward. Now, the number one thing I think a lot of people are probably going to get stuck on, I think a thing that's going to bring a lot of people to this guide, is this area right here when you encounter the Scorned Organist and you run up and you find this organ here. This organ has absolutely nothing to do with the base completion of this mission. I would imagine this has something to do with the catalyst of the mission, or maybe the optional traits to craft on the weapon. But in terms of your base completion for the first time, just to get the gun, completely ignore this organ. It has nothing to do with anything. You simply turn to the left, run up this staircase, turn to the left again, turn to the right, up to the bigger staircase. And we're going to continue on forward here. Take another right, take another left, and you're going to find this fire right here, which if you activate it, it will open this door, and you can continue on through the dungeon. Once you go through this door right here, you're going to notice if you look to your right, there's going to be this long hallway, a bunch of tree branches, things of that nature. The dialogue, I think, even tells you that this hallway is kind of interesting. Ignore this hallway completely. We're going to turn to the left of it, and we're going to notice this pile of shiny rocks behind this big tree. If we shoot the pile of shiny rocks, it'll blow them up, and then we can go ahead and go through this cavern. We're then going to arrive at a mirror that is shattering with glass. If you shoot the mirror, it'll break it, and that allows us to enter the Revenant Plain, which is going to be this nice, pretty pink crystal area. Once we're in here, we're going to take a right, and we're going to run all the way down to this fire, where we're going to be met with a couple of enemies. So we can go ahead and take out those enemies, or alternatively, if you want to ignore the enemies, you can just go ahead and start doing your invisibility and run past them all. Run past this hallway. Once we get to this staircase right here, you're going to notice to your right, there's a big, like, open area. We're going to run across this open area to get to the right hallway. And then we're going to continue forward. Only one way to go until we reach this area. You're going to notice we now have a mirror that we can use to get back to the regular realm. However, to progress with this mission, you'll notice that if I go back to the regular realm and I run through this area and I run through here, where we need to go right here, this door is closed. So we need to open this door the same way we opened the previous door by finding those fires that we have to light. Now, these fires are in random positions. They are all in this general area right around here, but they can be in a random spot. So even though mine's right here, in the previous run, I had it right here. Furthermore, the fires can also be in the Revenant Realm as well. So if I come back into the Revenant Realm, you'll notice that there's one right here. Sometimes both of the fires can be in the Revenant realm, sometimes both of them are in the regular realm, but whenever you see a fire, just know that there are typically other fires that need to be activated, and they can either be in the Revenant realm or in the normal realm. So I'm going to activate this one right here. And after I activate it, I know that there's no others in this realm, so I'm going to hop back over to the regular realm, and I'm going to activate this other one. When I activate this other one, you'll notice in the bottom left, a door opens elsewhere. That is going to be this door right here that allows us to progress with the mission. Once we get to this area, you'll notice to your right some shiny rocks. We'll go ahead and shoot those shiny rocks. And we will continue on forward through this cavern, pretty linear right here. Just keep on running and running and running. Once we get here, we'll take a right, go past the Shattered Throne statue. The Shur Ido statue, I think is what it is. And we'll be met with our rally flag, rally up, and we're at the fighting pit. So, when we enter the fighting pit, you're going to notice, very first thing, that over here, it is going to spawn a pit enforcer. Oh my god, that's brutal. That's a brutal mess up to have during a guide video. A pit enforcer that is going to be immune. There is also another pit enforcer across the arena that is also immune. To damage these guys, we need to go and get a buff in the Revenant Plains. You're going to notice this mirror right here that we can shoot and hop on into. And we are going to kill enemies in this area, specifically the Dread Scion enemies, the Revenant Essentias, and they are going to drop 3 dark motes apiece, the Revenant Essence. Now, we're going to pick these up until we get to 10 stacks. You'll also notice that there is a timer on them. Presumably that is when they expire, but every time you pick up a new one, the timer refreshes, so not really a problem all that much. So we're just going to kill some enemies until we see the Revenant Essentia respawn, and once we pick up 10 stacks, you're going to see we are now at Revenant Empowerment. Once we have Revenant Empowerment, we can then go ahead and return back to the regular realm, and this buff is going to allow us to deal damage to the previously immune pit enforcers. So we're just going to go ahead and sling a Wither Horde. I'm going to try and get my Devour back up real quick. And you'll notice Revenant Empower, there is no timer on it. So do not stress. You can completely take your time killing the ads right here. There is absolutely no rush. And we'll kill that Pit Enforcer, and then we can go across the arena and kill the other Pit Enforcer, whilst trying to maintain our Devour if possible, just for safety. And like I said, the Wither Horde really works wonders here, because you can go ahead and stick it and then kind of peel out a little bit so that it doesn't have an angle on you. Kind of let the Wither Horde do the work. It's pretty solid. The immunity shields are pretty tanky, but once you have them down, the Pit Enforcers die rather quickly. Once you kill both Pit Enforcers, we will then have to fight the Mad Bomber, who will also have an immunity shield. You will also notice that the Trickster has returned. The Trickster you cannot kill. The Trickster simply runs around during this fight with the Mad Bomber and plants a bunch of mines. So just beware of that. That the Trickster will just basically be putting a bunch of bombs down to try and kill you. So we're just going to keep on trying to stick the Mad Bomber with our Wither Horde. Playing our invisibility. Maybe chuck a grenade in there. And again, you have all the time in the world when it comes to killing this guy. So take your time. Go ahead and your Revenant Empowered is infinite. So if you have ads and you feel like you're getting overwhelmed by ads, feel free to back up a little bit and prioritize the ads. There is absolutely no rush. But you don't know where the Mad Bomber went. I'll kill this corrupted chieftain though, because why not? Less stuff shooting at me is generally a good thing. There he is. And we'll completely whiff the Wither Horde. And we'll just, if you have a sword is great for this as well. It is a little riskier, obviously, because the boss has the, they have a boss stomp. So that's why I like the machine gun, just for a little bit of extra safety. But the machine gun works wonders here. And that should just about do it. Boom. Now, once the Mad Bomber's dead, I'm not gonna show you what happens when the Mad Bomber dies, just because it's a little bit narrative-y. Once the Mad Bomber dies, so we entered from right over here. We're going to go ahead and exit through this door after the narrative stuff happens with the Mad Bomber. So we'll head on through here. And this is a pretty linear path. Keep on going, keep on going. Take a right. Keep on going. Head through all these corridors. Until you eventually... Oh, confusing myself a little bit. Have a little pile of rocks right here. Shoot the rocks. Head through another secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. Through the mountain. And then once you get to this area, this big, like, red chasm area, I highly recommend just dropping down to your right. Don't go this way. It's much quicker if you just drop down here to your right. And then from here, we'll jump on the spinning thing. And then from the spinning thing... Oh, I messed up. I'm gonna die. Embarrassing. Honestly, I should retire. I probably shouldn't be a content creator anymore. Clearly not good at the game. Okay, first try. Spinny thing. Onto this little stick. And then once we're on this little stick, we're going... You can't really see it, where that orange glow is right there. If you want to, you can jump on right here. And then wrap around a little bit. And we're heading right down there. There are other ways to get to this area, but the one I just showed you is the fastest one. You're also going to have some screams, by the way. I don't think they can kill you, though, even if you eat both of them. So, I don't really think that was necessary. Anyway. So we're going to keep on going. Pretty linear area after we enter that cave. Keep on rolling through. And then we'll jump up. And then we're going to have a rally flag for the next boss fight. Throw that puppy down. And then we're going to run over here and shatter this mirror. And now you're going to notice that when you go into the mirrors, you have a buff at the top of your screen called refracting. I would imagine that if that timer hits 0, it kills you while you're in this realm. I haven't gotten to that point yet, though. Like, I've never had the timer hit 0 on me. So I guess just operate under that assumption for safety. I don't really know. So here we have the Mindbender. Pretty simple to fight. You're allowed to damage them right away, and we're going to get them to 2/3 HP. Once we get them to 2/3 HP, we are then going to... This is where I came from. We're then going to look to our left. And we're going to head through these caverns. You can also invis through the caverns if you'd like. You don't have to kill these enemies. And we're going to run on through the cavern. And then we're going to take a right. Kind of hug the right side of the wall. Take a right there. We then are going to have 3 fires that we have to light to be able to continue to the next area. Now, similar to as I previously showed you, these fires can either be in the Revenant plane or they can be in the normal plane. So like there's one right there, for example. So we'll go ahead and light this one. This can be one. It is not at the current moment. As you can see, it was covered. That can be one right there as well. So you'll just kind of have to roam around looking for the fires. There can be one in the secret cave over here. And I've got 2 of them so far, and I don't think there's anywhere else I can go in the regular realm at the current moment, which means my 3rd must be in the Revenant realm. You'll notice that by going to the regular realm and then coming back to the Revenant realm as well, it reset my refracting timer. So you're perfectly safe. Just to give you guys bearings as well, by the way, to show you where we currently are. This is where we entered from. So we're going to come back in here. If you notice that not all of the fires are in that area, where I told you to go to the right, instead of hugging that right side, just continue forward a little bit. Sometimes there can be one right back here. So we'll go ahead and light this one. This will be our third one, as you can see in the bottom left. A door opens elsewhere, and that will be our cue to go ahead and head back to this mirror so we can head back to the regular realm, because the door that opened is that one, but we want to go through it in the regular realm because we need to fight the Mindbender in the regular realm. So we'll head through here. Gonna have some enemies spawn right up here. I like to just wombo combo them with the Wither Horde and the Vortex Grenade. And then we have the Mindbender. I'm gonna prioritize keeping the ads all dead a little bit more than I do prioritize the Mindbender damage. Just kind of throw a Wither Horde stick onto him. Then kill the ads so that the ads don't pose any threat to me. Can use the machine gun as well. Just take your time. Let the Wither Horde do the work here. Kill all the ads before you worry about killing the boss. Play things safe. Absolutely no time limit whatsoever here. At least for this particular area. Once you get the Mindbender to 1/3 HP, we'll despawn. And then this is... I came in from there. So we ran this way. If you look to your left, you'll see that a door is open that you can continue to go through and chase to finish off the Mindbender. So we're going to go through this cave here. Hug the left, jump up. And we're going to be met with another mirror. And as you can see, refracting is back at the top of our screen. We're going to run forward, take a left, and then take a right, and then another left. And I'm going to pre-place my tether here for these enemies, but I'm going to make sure my focus is on this ogre before I do anything else. I like killing that ogre before I worry about killing the Mindbender, because that ogre will absolutely burn you. And then we'll just go ahead, machine gun, Wither Horde, till they're dead. You might have noticed the Trickster spawned back here again as well. The Trickster, if you take a while to kill the Mindbender right now, Trickster will put down some grenades. Just something to be aware of. You can kill the Mindbender pretty quickly, though. After you kill the Mindbender, you'll go to the right from where the Mindbender was, and you'll have a mirror that you can shoot to exit through. Once we exit through there, run through here, and we'll have this little cavern, and we'll have this, whatever you want to call it, thing that makes us fly up. Once we fly up, we're going to have to deal with the Trickster again. This is the most fun part of the dungeon. Exotic mission, rather. And when I say this is the most fun part of the exotic mission, I am being sarcastic. Because this part is annoying. So we're just going to run up this staircase, kill all the enemies as we make our way up until we meet the Trickster. And she is going to move all day long. Go immune all day long. We're going to use the machine gun to take out some of the Grims up top so they're not bugging us. Missed the Wither Horde. Love that. And don't worry about going absolutely crazy with your heavy ammo right here, because we will get a rally flag after we finish off the Trickster. Also a heavy brick right behind me, which is nice. So we're just going to keep on shooting at the Trickster until you get the Trickster probably about 30% HP, and then the Trickster is gonna go ahead and sprint up the staircase. So we're just gonna follow him up. Careful of the heavy bricks. Most of them aren't actually heavy bricks. They're Trickster tricks. And then once we get to the top, we're gonna have some enemies. Try and go ahead and re-proc your Devour if you lost it. I also like kind of playing underneath the staircase a little bit to kill all of the Grims before I head up there. Kill all the trash mobs. And then we can worry about the Trickster. I'm going to try and stagger with Tether. And the Trickster went into immunity form. Like I said, insanely annoying to fight. On the bright side, though, this is not a darkness zone, so if you die here, I don't believe it's a big deal. Don't take my word for that, but given that I don't see the little ghost with the line through it under my health bar, that leads me to believe that dying here doesn't really matter. Go ahead and reload the machine gun. All that heavy ammo is fake. And we're just going to try and laser the Trickster. If they could stay still. Oh, I actually got a stick in. That's nice. And we got the stagger. Nope, and they went immune again. Love that. Finally. That part is annoying. Once the Trickster is dead, this door will open. We'll get another rally flag. For this part, in particular, my boss fight is going to be slightly different from yours in the sense that I'm going to be fighting a different boss than you. Doesn't really change how we're going to play the fight, but yeah, just a heads up. If you're doing this for the very, very first time, you'll be fighting the, those watching in the live stream right now, twitch.tv/Mactics, by the way, where we record all these live. Remind me, what's the name of the guy with the, it's the Mace Baron. Is it the Hangman? Something like that? It's these dudes, but big. It's the guy that, like, whapped Cade through the wall after they nuked his ghost. Anyway, when you start the fight, you're simply going to kill all these trash mobs until you see Thick Rule prepares an attack in red text, and he'll do that animation. Once he does that, this mirror in the back of the room will allow you to shoot it, and you can go ahead and head into the alternate realm. Again, note that we are refracting, so we are on a bit of a time limit here. Similar to the first encounter, in fact, identical to the first encounter, we simply have to pick up 10 of these motes so that we can damage the boss. If you're doing this for the first time, you'll pick up 10 of the motes, and then you'll break the mirror, head back into the normal realm, and finish the rest of the encounter by fighting the boss in there. My version's a little different, slightly, where I actually have to fight the Fanatic inside of this realm. That is the only change. So I'm actually going to kill these enemies right here. I'm going to try and do it in one go. These guys kind of hurt a little bit, though. You are on a limited time as well if you fight the Fanatic. So, like, right now, I'm going to have to do another phase. Mirror is a portal once more, so I got to go ahead and shoot that. I'll lose my Revenant Empowerment. But typically, if you're doing this for the very first time, after you get those 10 stacks, the Fanatic will not show up in that realm. You'll just shoot the mirror and take it back here, and you'll fight the Hangman in this area. And then once you kill the Hangman, that will be the end of the mission for you, and you will be rewarded with the exotic shotgun. So I'm just gonna finish things up here. Gotta kill all these trash mobs. Looks like I have killed all the trash mobs, so I don't know why the Fanatic is not letting me go back in here. I might be bugged right now, to be completely honest. There's a chance I'm bugged. I'm getting hit markers on this, but I think I might be stop log bug. I think I might have to die here. That bunch of QA departments having a rough time, man. Anyway, that's how you do the fight. I mean, of all the places for a bug to happen, I guess it is, in terms of recording this guide, it is nice that it happened right at the end. Grenade / Wither Horde the mirror. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. It's fine. It's okay. Like I said, if you're doing it for the very first time, you'll pick up those 10 motes, shoot the mirror, head back into normal realm, and then you'll fight the Hangman. And that will, once you kill the Hangman, that will reward you with the shotgun, and then you're all good to go. You're done with this thing completely 100% solo. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider liking and subscribing if you did. I'm going to do my best as well. Good reason for you to subscribe is I'm going to try my best to get a video up ASAP on how to do all of the Revenant Slayer quests that you'll gain access to after you get the shotgun, which will allow you to get all of the different craftable traits for the gun. I'm going to try and do a video showing how to get all of these craftable traits, and hopefully how to get, I'm assuming there's a catalyst as well, probably going to involve the organ. So I'm going to try and figure out exactly how we're going to do that. We're going to be doing that live, twitch.tv/Mactics, by the way. So if you watch this guide video shortly after its release, consider coming and stopping by the stream. Maybe you can help us figure it out live. So thank you so much for watching. And as always, have a great day.